Hello. Hello and welcome. So this is the channel to test the live streaming on YouTube. I'm doing some sort of reactions on different things on the internet. In the first clip, what I wanted to do is to do some reactions on the scary videos randomly chosen from the internet, and specifically in this case is on YouTube. But to save time, I just figure out this channel, which is scary videos, as it's having like a lot of videos on the random scary thing on the internet. So what we're going to do is we should be going on to see some of these videos and see what it's going to be. So these look like top 10 spooky travel destinations. You won't stay anymore. Probably try this one. Looks scary. Just maybe.
Wednesday Addams.
Oh.
The Addams Family. The icon.
Okay. So first, let's look at the title. Oh my God! Real ghost calls on cotton type. Paranormal activity footage, ghost videos. So it's basically it should be like footage with ghost videos, and like it was supposed to be like showing the videos of ghosts and stuff, which is should be scary, and we should be like turning the volume down a bit because I think it's a bit too loud for me.
Iconic daughter of the creepy and kooky Addams family. In the television show, Wednesday was a friendly, sweet girl whose only oddity was to collect spiders. But her more familiar appearance is a pale-faced, gothic girl who never smiled, had a deadpan attitude, and was obsessed with physically harming, or even killing her brother Pugsley. Maybe it was...
So basically this girl is having issue with the spider, I think, but instead of looking for the spider, she's turned her face pale and grey and stuff and killed his brother, so
her own way of
that's a bad sign, I think. It was her own way of
showing love for her brother.
Okay, so her own way of showing love to her brother is trying to kill him. So that's not what I think is very good. It's a wrong way to show their love.
She has a collection of severed dolls' heads, and her favorite doll was guillotined by Pugsley. Together, the two kids are quite sadistic, enjoying the misery of others, and consider touring graveyards and torturing one another to be fun.
Okay, so she was like having a collection of weird thing with killed dolls and dolls' head, and I think I see her as holding a beef, so trying to feed the dolls with a beef. So that's not very normal hobbies, I think. But anyway, people have different
touring
hobbies, so let's continue.
Yards and torturing one another to be fun. Thankfully, The Addams Family is a comedy, or Wednesday would have been sent off to the nearest mental hospital years ago, although the ironic thing is she would probably enjoy it.
Oh, so she is enjoying being in hospital, I think, and that should be a good place for her. People have like difficulties trying to be able to find the good place to live, and she's having a great time in the hospital. That I think is good for her. Oh God, so twins, The Shining. What's this doing with the Shining film? For anybody that haven't known, The Shining is a very famous movie about a man who turned insane and trying to kill everyone in the hotel on the mountain in winter. So that's a very good movie. You can go and watch it. It's a really nice movie about horror
The Twins.
topic.
The Shining.
The
The
Twins in
Shining is
too.
considered one of the greats of horror films, and it is no surprise, with Jack Nicholson's performance and the numerous iconic images and lines of the film. The Grady twins who appear in the movie give a brief but memorable performance. Nicholson's son Danny encounters the two girls whilst cycling around the corridors of the Overlook Hotel.
They look scary, I think. And there was, in the film, there was scary. There was a twins is standing in the corridor at the end of it, and the kid was looking at it like suspiciously. They were scary. I believe it. You can watch it and see.
Standing in the middle of the corridor, and invite Danny to play with them. The scene is intercut with shots of the twins lying on the ground in a pool of blood, having actually been hacked to pieces by their father who went mad and killed his family before taking his own life. It is rumored that the way the twins stand side by side is based on the twins' photo by Diane Arbus, although Stanley Kubrick denies this despite studying the works of Arbus, including the photo.
So what's okay, so the clips is like going through the different stories on the scary videos, on the scary film as is on the internet. The first one is like a girl with some psychopath issues, and the second is The Shining with the twins, and the third one is Ellie and Abby in Let Me In. So that should be like the topics of the videos is going through different movies which are scary, I think. So let's see what's
Eli
in
and Abby.
Let Me In.
Let the right one in or let me in.
She's having blood on her head and her eyes. So.
Swedish film Let the Right One In, and its American remake Let Me In, are a pair of delightful horror-cum-romance films, featuring a 12-year-old boy, befriending and eventually loving a vampire girl, respectfully named Eli and Abby in the two films. While appearing young due to their immortality, and are seemingly innocent, both girls need human blood to live, forcing their guardians to venture out and murder people. This is to be expected of vampires, but without blood, it is implied that the girls have a more bestial side to them. In both films, Eli and Abby are left without blood, and are forced to attack people like animals, and drain their blood by force. They also show an ability to move at lightning speed, and scale.
This is not very scary, I think, because the vampire is like the physical object that you can see and you can feel it by hidings. I mean, touching the body. The vampire is like seeking for the blood to feed them, and there was like the physical one who can move very fast, who having superior strength, and is like what you can see and you can feel. So it's like not very scary. I think that the good videos, good movies about vampire are Van Helsing, and in this case Let Me In. So it's like bloody, it's like disgusting, but it's not very scary as the ghost and monster and demons, but it's scary but not very scary, I think. So this is lightweight, I think.
Buildings and trees easily.
Maybe for me.
Two particular creepy scenes in both films involve Eli and Abby lapping up spilt blood like a dog when their friend cuts his finger, and when they enter the boy's apartment uninvited, and start bleeding from every orifice until he invites them in. In a surprising turn, it turns out in the novel the films are based on, Eli is in fact a boy who was castrated when he was turned into a vampire. However, this plot point was not passed over into the films.
So not very scary for the vampire thing. There was like the lightweight topics for horror films, I think. So Silent Hills is very famous for a gaming topic, and also the film. You can go and watch it. It has like 4 parts, I believe. So let's see what's in there. Silent Hills.
Alessa Gillespie. Silent Hill.
Okay.
This poor psychic girl had a rough life living in Silent Hill. Pretty much born and raised by her mother to be a host for an evil god, which Alessa would eventually give birth to. Through a traumatizing ritual to impregnate Alessa, she received severe burns, and part of her soul split away to be reborn as baby Cheryl Mason, who would have a role to play in future events. Alessa was hidden away in the basement of the local hospital, forced to stay alive due to an incantation put on her by her mother. Wishing to cease to exist, and stuck with a dormant unborn god inside her, Alessa's life has been pretty miserable. Alessa's suffering and hatred materializes as the shifting worlds of Silent Hill.
So it's like the Silent Hills is actually about the girl who's got chopped and like talking and connecting to the demons, and was like trying to revenge on the stuff that's got on her. So that was kind of complicated with the story, but later on there was like some acquaintance of the girls trying to get into Silent Hill to look for her, and was chopped with like demonized connections, and that was basically a story, but it was more than that.
Complete with twisted, inhuman monsters that stalk the streets.
Inhuman monster, that's the thing.
Representing different parts of Alessa's psyche. In the 2006 film, Alessa was considered a demon by her crazy aunt Christabella, and burnt alive to purify her. And it didn't help that beforehand, she was bullied by her fellow students, and raped by a janitor. Alessa was saved, but ended up in hospital.
Okay, so I think this video is
with
like,
a charred body.
Just going through the film, I think they must have like the film that we watched or we know already. So the better thing I think is to go to the next video and see what's the thing that we didn't expect to, like the thing that we didn't know, so that we can have something to react with. These are good content, but these are all the thing that we know already, we understand already, and we experience already, so that's not so unexpected. What is next? Ghost House looks like a good one, huh?
The Black Mirror. I was looking at the mirror tying my hair, and suddenly I saw a small black patch inside one corner of the mirror, and slowly it started spreading across the entire mirror, and nothing was visible. What the hell was that? I yelled. What's wrong, Eva? My friend Jen came up to me with a frowned face. Look at this mirror. It turned black all of a sudden, I said, pointing at it. Oh God, what the hell is that? She said. Both of us looked at each other and stood the same, just there, for one moment. Maybe it's some dye used inside, Jen said. Who would use a dye on a mirror for any reason? I asked.
I don't know. They was having a having a dollar on a mirror for any reason. A dollar on a mirror. There was, I don't know, is there any sign for the dollar in the mirror? That they want to put a dollar in the mirror. So it's like, what does it have to do with that? I mean, what's the meaning of it? I have no idea. Normally I use the mirror for combing a hair and stuff, but I don't know what to put the doll in the mirror. I hope there's no jump scare.
We tried to wipe it off with wet cloth, but it was spread from the inside, so it was not possible to clean it up. We asked the boy from the mirror shop to come and fix us a new mirror, and he said he'll come in half an hour. We didn't talk much after that, as a sense of fear had taken over. Let me just call and check, I said, and I called the guy again, but he was not picking up. We tried a couple of times, and then finally somebody picked up the phone. Hi, where are you? I asked him sharply. Sorry, we don't know who this is, but the owner of this phone just died in an accident, and his body is being taken to the hospital. I'm a stranger and hence have no idea whom to say this, he said, and hung the phone up. I froze. Jen, the guy is dead, I said in a low voice.
Okay.
What did you just say? She asked with a fearful voice. Seems like something is wrong. There was no one in the hostel apart from 2 of us, as it was a weekend. We decided to stay there, as we had a get-together with our school friends on the next day. Do we need to inform the hostel warden?
Sure.
What are we going to say? Would they believe all this? Let's see. The mirror makes sense, I guess. I said, and I called to the warden to help us with that. She came to our room. To our horror, when she came, the mirror was crystal clear. What are you girls playing at? I have no time for this, she said. Suddenly the door closed and the latch went on its own. A huge sound was heard from the mirror, and it started trembling way too much. We held each other's hands and moved to the corner of the room.
Okay, sure. So, what you gonna do? So what's gonna be? Moving to the corner of the room. This is what I should do as well. Like hiding a bit away from the thing, like the mirror. What's gonna be in there with the mirror, with the dollar? And the owner of the owner of the mirrors has been killed in an accident. I mean, died in an accident. I think you should be going out of the room instead of moving to the corner of the room. But let's see what's inside the corner of the room, alright?
The sound and trembling got bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden the mirror got broken and a horrifying face came out looking at us. We cried out loud and we ran towards the door trying to open it, but we couldn't. Help us! Help! We screamed at the top of our lungs. Suddenly we heard someone talking and walking through the hallways, and the door was opened. It was our warden. Thank you, warden. Thank you so much, we said, and we ran out of the room and went straight down to the first floor. There we saw our warden sitting on a chair reading the day's newspaper. She looked at us disgustingly and asked, "What now? Any other problem? Any other black mirror?" We both looked at each other and asked her, "So you didn't come up?" Suddenly she disappeared and my mobile rang. It was from the warden. "Hello, Eva. I will be a little late from the market. You girls take care of yourself until I come, okay?"
This I think the story is not very clear. I think they was like having a mirror and the dollar in the mirror, which had the owner dying in an accident, and they went in the room with a mirror inside, and they was like having to see the scene that something just walked down of the mirror and scare them, and then they walked down of the room to see the warden. I just remember the warden, but it was like the warden just disappeared, I think. But the most scary thing about the story is that at the end of the story there's a scary music come out. And that was unexpected for me. I was having like on the screen there was like suggestion for the other video, so I couldn't actually see the whole thing, the whole screen with the mirror with the blood in. Okay, so I think this a bit a bit of the reaction for the videos. It's a bit enough for me for this section. Another purpose of this section is to test on the live streaming session as well, so I think this is enough for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Please forgive me if any errors or anything that you don't like. Please let me know in the section comments, or anything if you like about this. Please let me know, and I can fix it in the next section. Thank you, and I hope you like it. See you in the next section. Thanks. Bye bye.